Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep. Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now if you want the best content.
What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. Today is a good day. We got some awesome news. We have some things to discuss. We've already discussed. I put out a couple videos earlier today. Been on another live stream right whenever the news dropped. But I figured we'd talk a little bit more, you know, now that I got a little bit more time to talk to y'all. Not sure how long I'm going to go tonight, but I figured we would do just a little bit of discussion. I got some things to talk about, some things to point out, some things that might happen in the franchise at this point. Yeah, there's a lot to theorize about now that we got some confirmation. I do think that we are going to see Scream 7 in 2025. I mean, absolutely, it's game on, right? So... we are, hold on, I'm trying to do this right here. Okay. We are just, I honestly think that this is just right now. We are going to be getting a lot of news very soon in the future. I promise you that. Like this is one of many to come. It's, game on right now. Game on. So I don't know, this isn't my usual time to be on the stream. I just figured I'd spend a little bit of time with y'all. Probably gonna have a lot of people streaming right now that are part of the same community. I get that. So I'm not gonna take up too much time of anybody's time on, you know, when they're streaming or doing their content or anything. Everybody deserves their shine and everything. So yeah. What are y'all thinking about? What do you think about with Sidney, our beloved final girl, is going to be back in Scream 7? And not only that, we got a double win. We got Kevin Williamson coming back to direct. That is crazy to me. I did not see that coming. I've always thought about it. I've always said, okay, that would be great if that did happen. But I didn't think they would actually do that. I really didn't. I could have seen him coming back as a writer, but as in the directing chair, no way. I mean, it crossed my mind, but I thought it was one of those too good to be true type of things. But now, it's official. It's official. It's confirmed. We are on our way. This is going to be such an amazing year. I told y'all, honestly, I've been saying it in all my videos and all my streams. We are going to be getting a lot of news very, very soon. There for a minute, I didn't think we were going to hear anything in March. I kept saying, you know, I think we're going to get some sort of confirmation, at least from the director, or if Neve Campbell's going to be back in March. And we got both on the same day. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I think they had Kevin Williamson in the bag before Neve Campbell. I think that's part of probably why Neve Campbell came back on board to be in it. I mean, yes, Spyglass probably met her demands on the money and everything, but I believe that Kevin Williamson has some sort of pull with that. You know, he's been there. He's the OG. He's the one that created this franchise. He came up with Scream. He's been there with Wes. He's going to respect Wes's legacy, and that's very important to Neve Campbell, who's going to respect Wes Craven's legacy. And it seems like she has a really good relationship with Matt and Tyler over at Radio Silence as well, because she did mention them. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I wonder if there's like more drama with Spyglass and Radio Silence that we don't really know about. Maybe they can all relate with, you know? But it's important. You know, I see a lot of like toxic fandom already going on about Neve Campbell signing on and she should never do this. And I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, okay? Everybody needs to shut up, all right? Especially the haters. That's what I'm saying, okay? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. But don't be attacking anybody. Don't bring that negativity to other people. Just like we respect your decision or your opinion, respect ours as well. Because you want to boycott this movie because of the Melissa situation, but you praised it and helped finance the Scream 6. You went out and supported it. Where were you for Neve Campbell? So, honestly, Neve Campbell deserves this shine. She deserves it. She deserves it. And if you're not showing up because of Spyglass and you're upset about that, then show up for Neve Campbell. Show up for Kevin Williamson. Show up for Wes Craven. That's what I'm saying. And I think we got more coming. I really do. I think we got. I think it's going to be a continuation of 6. There are other ways that I would like to see this play out, but I think that this will be a continuation of 6. I think it'll kind of wrap up the Carpenter sister situation and kind of like put it on hold a little bit, just in case they want to play with those characters later on down the road. But that's the thing. Just the other day, Mason Gooding put out that he hasn't gotten a call. And we know that, you know, a month or so ago, Jasmine Savoy Brown said they haven't got a call. You know? So that was one thing I was wondering. I was like, are they going to be our new leads? That would have been a big possibility. They could have been our new leads. You know? It doesn't look like it's going to be that way now, but it doesn't mean they're not going to be a part of the movie. And what part, you know, what capacity are they going to be in it? If at all, you know, they could write them out, you know, with a small line, just like Gail Weathers delivered in Scream 6 to Sam and Tara. You know, Sidney deserves her happy ending, and that was it. They could say something similar like that with Sam and Tara. But the Meeks twins is the big question mark. That's what's question mark, you know, like, who else is going to be in this? How is this going to go? Let's see here. I think that we're going to get Patrick Dempsey back. I really do. He just put out that post on Instagram. And you think that was a coincidence right before this? And I know it's Sydney, Australia, but he says, hello, Sydney, like he's in Sydney, Australia. Which is cool. I get it. But it's like a wink, you know, to the fans. He's like telling us without telling us, you know. And what's going to happen if this is a continuation of 6? What, Mark's just going to let her run off again? I don't think so. I think this is going to be husband and wife type of thing. They might be the more forefront. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear that Courtney Cox is involved in some capacity. I hope we get Hayden Panettiere back. Honestly, I hope she has a lot more to do in this one than she did in Scream 6. Hope they do her character really justice. It's just a shame. It's a shame that we don't have David Arquette back right now. And a lot of people are speculating like this is going to be a complete reboot to where it's like a direct sequel to the original or a direct sequel to 4. You know, like rebooting it that way. I don't mind those scenarios. I don't mind those directions. But not yet. I want them to do a Scream 7, bring it all together. The best person for that job is Kevin Williamson. And we got Guy Busick in the writing chair. James Vanderbilt is not writing. Now, the story is still Guy and James. He's still getting the story. Like, let me bring it up right here. Where is it? Okay, right here. You know, we got written by Guy Busick. This is Untitled Scream 7. So that we don't know if they're just going to go with Scream 7 or if they're going to go with a different type of title or what, but written by Guy Busick, story by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. So they're both still getting that story credit, but this is going to be written by Guy Busick. So any kind of rewrites or anything like that, or anything that they've had to take into another direction, it's going to be Guy Busick. And Guy Busick is a huge Scream fan and a huge Stu fan. That's crazy. That's leads me to some other theories that we'll talk about in just a second. But we got, you know, directed by Kevin Williamson, and look at the date down at the bottom right, March 12, 2024. That's today. So it's like Neve Campbell just got this script in the mail or picked it up today. It was delivered to her today. So, yeah. This very interesting because just because Kevin Williamson is directing this, don't even act like he's not going to have a hand in that writer's room. Kevin Williamson is going to have his hand in the writer's room. He's just not getting writing credit. I mean, he was a consultant on Scream 5 and Scream 6. You don't think that he's going to be in there playing a little bit, being like, okay, we need to go in this direction, or we need to go in that direction, or I want to tie this in. He's going to try to make it all make sense because, you know, a lot of us big fans, we already know that the Bailey storyline and the Richie storyline with the family and everything just doesn't completely make sense. There's some plot holes there. And I don't know if they'll dive deep into that, but as far as bringing everything from Scream 1996 to this forefront, Kevin Williamson is the person to do it. I've been speculating who is going to be directing this for quite some time. And I thought it was going to be Patrick Lussier, however you pronounce his last name. You know, he's been an editor on most of the Scream properties. He's also directed My Bloody Valentine, the remake. He's worked with Wes Craven on several properties. He did Dracula 2000. So that's one thing that I feel like the Scream franchise was kind of missing later in the later movies was Patrick Lussier's editing style. And Marco Beltrami needs to come back as scoring the film. That would be awesome. That would be completely awesome. But even though that Patrick Lussier is not directing this, Kevin Williamson is is the ultimate choice. I thought he would be the ultimate choice for writing, but I have high confidence Kevin Williamson can do this. And it'd be great if Patrick Lussier can come back, and even Marco Beltrami bring back that score. So yeah, and another thing, Kevin Williamson's original idea for Scream 3 about Stu Macher. You know, we talk about it a lot on this channel and on other channels, but then we have Guy Busick, who's the main writer. James Vanderbilt wasn't the one that was like the biggest Stu truther, okay? He was not the one that was the biggest bring Stu back. He wasn't on the Stu train. Guy Busick is. And with Kevin Williamson, with his original idea, and then with Guy Busick in the writer's chair, we are closer to getting what a lot of us fans, I know some people don't want it. I get it. Some people do not want Stu Macher to return. They think he's dead and that's it. But Kevin Williamson, the original creator, had an idea bringing Stu back for Scream 3. And it didn't happen because of Columbine. And we went into that completely different direction. This is his chance to right his wrongs. Right all the wrongs that the Weinsteins did. And also the wrongs of what Spyglass has done. He's got a mess to clean up. And who's better than to sweep up the mess and make a good job? It's going to be Kevin Williams. And he's got Guy Busick there. I'm super excited for this. I love this. I want to know who else is returning, what other OG characters are returning. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go live tonight. I might have a guest here in a little bit. But yeah, I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit. See how y'all are doing. Let me know in the chat. What do y'all think? What do y'all want to see? Are y'all excited about this? Do you still want to boycott this? Do you feel like Neve Campbell's making the wrong decision coming back? Or do you support her? I'm more on the supporting side, but I respect everybody's opinion. I really do. I really do. This is a safe place to talk about it. And just be respectful of one another's opinion, and that's it. Taylor Gray, what's up? Hello to you as well. Are you excited? It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Taylor. That's awesome. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a fantastic... What a great day to have a birthday, to have all this Scream news drop on your birthday. You're not going to forget this birthday, ever. That's super awesome. I hope you had a super fragilistic, expialidocious day. That's great. My birthday's coming up as well. It's going to be in April. It's actually April 20th. So yeah. Awesome. Congratulations. That's super awesome. You know what? I'll play a video for you just for your birthday. I'm in a good mood. So let's see what's good for... Do a little bit of a birthday dance. How about that? Is that how you dance on your birthday? That's how I dance on my birthday. So yes, happy birthday to you. That is super awesome. Super awesome. Wow. Just another horror fan. The most obvious plot: go after Sidney's family. No, surprise us. Take it where it's never been. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Man, I'm thinking that it's gonna start off with a bang. I wonder if this movie, its opening kill, because you know they always do that, if they mirror Scream 3 in some sort of capacity, are we going to get like a traumatic opening kill? You know? Something's going to have to bring Sidney out of hiding, or everyone's going to go to Sidney because she's like, I'm not coming there anymore. And she decides to stay her ground, stay at her house, stay in her town. Because she feels like maybe Ghostface is trying to lure her to Woodsboro or lure her away, like they did in Scream 3. But this time she's like, no. And then it's like, this was a trick. They wanted her to stay here, but why? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, go after the family. I do want to see, you know, Mark Kincaid and Sidney team up. I think Mark Kincaid could be like our new Dewey in a way. He could be a little goofy. He could be retired now. You know, he did have that cop background. I'm just so excited for this. I'm so glad that we're getting some sort of momentum. This was big news. They didn't have to drop both of them today. But I do think that Kevin Williamson was on board before Neve Campbell. And that's probably one of the pulls that got, I mean, especially the money got Neve Campbell, but I think Kevin Williamson being on board definitely was a plus for her to sign on and do this. So yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be mean. I think the way Kevin Williamson writes and everything, he gets a little aggressive in his violence when writing. I mean, look at Scream 1, look at Scream 2, look at Scream 4. Okay, I just think that I think we're in for a treat. I think they're doing some fan service right now. I said that to begin with. I said the smartest thing they could do at this point, with all the negativity surrounding Scream 7 and Spyglass, is to double down on fan service. And we have 3 positives here. We have Sidney back. We have Neve Campbell back. We got Kevin Williamson in the writing chair, and we got Guy Busick as the writer. Nothing's holding Guy back in this one. Yeah, I think that, Kevin will give some guidance, or maybe I think that he will help write. Honestly, he just won't get that writing credit. He's going to let Guy get that. But he doesn't have James there to hold him back, or hold his hand, or tell him no, he can't do something, And if you got Guy's creativity and you got Kevin Williamson's creativity put together, they're going to be bouncing some ideas and being like, look, we should do this. We're gonna blow their freaking minds. Double down on that fan service. I think now, better time now than ever. So yeah. Taylor Gray says, thank you. I had a great birthday. Went to a restaurant with the fam and had a lot of laughs and good food. That's awesome. That's super awesome, Taylor. Heck yeah. It's always good to be with the fam and having good memories and stuff. So yeah, hope you went to a good restaurant and got some good food and full and relaxing. So yeah, happy birthday again. Everyone give Taylor Gray a birthday. What an awesome day to have a birthday with all this great news today. That's awesome, Taylor. Talking Star Wars is in the house. So I mentioned this on Marcus's channel earlier, but what if Stu is behind the curtains at Gail's show? At Gail's show live, uses Dewey's voice modulator. Yeah, you're talking about the live show that Gail does. Yeah. We've mentioned this before, and yeah, I love that idea. I love the bring back that voice modulator. I think that's super awesome. Mirroring Scream 3. At least use it on Gail with Dewey's voice, if anything. Yeah, it's really mean, and I've heard some people say it's too mean. They don't really want to hear it. I think it's perfect, and I think Gail fucking deserves it. I think she needs someone needs to be mean to her just a little bit, if anybody. So yeah, we got somebody knocking at the door. Who could it be? Not 3 times. What up?
What's up,
buddy?
You already know, man. Still buzzing off this crazy ass news, man. It's crazy.
I'm telling you.
I still can't believe it, man. It's just such a.
If there isn't anything out here to give you a second win, man. Yeah, man. I'm doing. It did, man. It gave me that second win. I was like, hold on, this is we're gonna dive deep with this one.
Right.
So yeah. We got Talking Star Wars. What do you think about this idea? I know we've discussed it briefly before in the past, but with Gail getting that call from Ghostface using Dewey's voice modulator and maybe on a live show, like her getting killed or something live on the air.
Right. I like it. I think, like you said, she deserves it. I mean, she single-handedly has kept the legacy of Ghostface alive. So, I mean, I know some fans, will say, oh, it's too harsh or whatnot and stuff. But listen, it's moments like that as a horror fan, you want to feel. You want to feel that anguish. You know what I mean? So
you want it's supposed to break your heart.
Yeah, I would love to see it happen. I know we discussed a while ago leading into 6 about her doing her live show and maybe Ghostface calls in and they're using, the Scream 3 voice modulator and it's Dewey and shit like that. I thought if they were going to kill Gail in 6, being the New York setting, they should have had it streaming on Times Square, the big screen. I thought that would have been something nuts to see. Like, we never seen nothing like that before and stuff. And given the New York setting, why not take advantage of it? That's one thing about 6 that I can say, looking back at it, they didn't take enough advantage of the setting.
No, not at all. They kind of kept it tight and in like 1 or 2 days. Yeah, and not to say that this couldn't pick up exactly where 6 still left off. And if that happens to Gail in the opening scene, I mean, they could still be in New York. We don't know.
Man, listen, I mean, let's really be honest here. And this is something that a lot of the fans got to think about going into Scream 7. Being that we expected, to mirror 3 to some type of, degree. Somebody in the beginning is going to die, and it's going to be shocking because that's what happened in 3 with Cotton.
Yeah.
We didn't expect Cotton to die that early.
No.
So that leaves the door open for any one of these main characters to, the Blade, man. I'm interested to see if they're going to bring Hayden Panettiere back. I know. I think it was talking Star Wars or somebody in the chat earlier. I think it was after you left. Said something about the Meeks Martins twins or whatnot being the opening scene kill, and I'm not.
That was me actually. I talked about it.
I'm about to say, okay. See, I wasn't sure. We were so fucking juiced up earlier. So, it's just I personally, it's not like I'm not against it. It's just I just don't want there to be too many questions about, oh well, if they got killed, where's Sam and Tara? Oh, did Tara and Chad break up? And shit like that. If you're gonna do it, this was if you're gonna do it. And we don't know if Melissa's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're totally trying to kill off the Carpenter Loomis storyline, I mean, what more shocking of an opening scene kill than her? Nobody would expect her to be in the movie. Nobody's expecting her to be in movie 1. Then when they do,
no marketing with her. You mean no marketing with her?
No, it's not even that. Even if they do marketing with her, right? Everybody's going to assume that she's going to be in the movie. Oh, we're finishing her storyline. They don't. They kill her in the beginning.
Yeah.
I know it would make a lot of people happy. I mean, listen, it's not something I want to see, but it's on the table. You know, and you talk about shock value. Now, if you're just going for shock value, nobody would expect that.
Yeah.
Nobody. Especially if she is marketed to be in the movie. They're not going to expect her to die in the opening scene, just like with Drew Barrymore. Everybody thought Drew Barrymore was going to be the final girl.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I think now that we got this, the rest of the week is what's really going to be interesting. Because as the old saying goes, it's not about what happened, it's about what happens next.
Right. Yeah.
So who's going to be announced next? Patrick, Hayden, Courtney. You can't
Stu Macher.
No, we can't do that. We can't announce that. We
Yeah,
can't
I've seen some people say just announce it. All right, we got a super chat in the house. I got to get to it real quick, and then we'll get back on board. But it's my good buddy, my brother from another mother, the one and only #digital bouncer Brock Willis with a $7 super chat. What's up, brother? Long time no see. Scream 7 # for Neve. Des, love you, brother. Open the door. I'm in your driveway with 3 sleeping bags. Funhouse gets me. # for Des. Bring it, man. Bring it. Marcus will be here in May. You need to come on, man. We'll hit up the Texas Frightmare. We'll go. I'll show you around Dallas. We'll go to the Scream convention. They're gonna have a Scream panel. And dude, I got a lot of questions. Last time I didn't ask any questions during that Scream panel. This year, I'm gonna get the nerves up to say something.
I didn't even go to the Scream panel. So if there's gonna be a time to do it, it's now.
Yeah, man.
It's now. It's
yeah, dude.
Woo! Let's
And
go.
you know, there's gonna be a lot of questions at these conventions now.
Bro.
And you know what? And I think I think the Stu train is at full force, man. I think it's gonna chug along, man. It's gonna.
Bro, I just shared the images when he's looking back at Sidney in the original. He's got that shit smirk on his face, and I put in a post when your chances of being proven that you are alive increased by times 100 or whatever, and shit just with that expression. But it's the truth. We all know Kevin Williamson wanted to bring him back,
and God Busick is too. And Kevin's gonna have a hand in that writer's room. Even though he's not getting that credit, he's going to be like, God, let's go this direction. He's going to guide it. Right. But this is how I think it's going to happen. I think the stew train is in full effect. So this is for you, Brock.
Chugga 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 toot toot. Chugga 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 toot toot.
I wasn't expecting my boy's head to pop up like that. Shit was funny.
Dude, I had to, man. That was the first thing I thought of today. I was like sitting there, I was like, man, I started thinking about the stew train's back on, and all I heard was in my head, chugga 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 chugga. I said, hold on, let me create this real quick. I sent that to Craven earlier, man. I said, hey man, if you want to use this, man, we'll both use it.
Bro, it's crazy, man. Like this shit is just I can't wrap my head around this shit really. Like it's still like mind blowing to me. Like I said, the Neve piece, we kind of was anticipating that if they could pay her enough, we knew that. But Kevin Williamson directing, bro, like that just changes everything.
Changes everything, bro. I mean that. And you know what? It's crazy because it's crossed my mind, but I never thought it would happen. So I never said it's going to happen. I could always see him in the writer's room, but in the director's chair, I just didn't see it happening. I didn't see them doing it.
No.
It's
he saved it, bro. He saved the fucking day.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Like, I think he's going to knock it out of the park. I think they're doubling down on fan service, like I've said all along. If they're ever going to do that, now is the time to do it. Do it right now. To do this. And man, I'm starting to see a lot of like toxic fandom towards Neve Campbell right now, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
This has been going on since Melissa got fired, bro. Listen,
I know.
I did a video about this shit, like I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, or something like that, like back in November when all this shit started hitting. And I was seeing on Twitter, people were sending like messages to Courtney and Neve, sending them death threats and stuff. And I did a video talking about this shit. I'm like, y'all, like, this is unnecessary. Like, for real, they have no control over what happens with another employee or another actor of the project in the studio. It has nothing to do with them.
Right.
Their situation is completely separate. So to be sitting out there and, you know, threatening them and calling them names and saying, "Oh, you're a traitor, or you're a hypocrite." Fuck all that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Because like I said earlier, Destin, ain't nobody was saying that, calling Melissa or none of them girls that, or any of the core 4 of that when they did Scream 6 without Neve.
Right.
Nobody was saying that. Everybody was saying, well, we love Neve, but we got to develop these new characters. Well, damn it, we love the core 4, and we do, but damn it, we got to get back to some Sidney Prescott. It is what it is. Like,
right. And here's the thing, and you know, from what I heard, Neve was trying to get her to come back. I mean, I know it was rumor, it wasn't confirmed, but that's what was speculating. But Melissa, I don't even know if she was even invited back, if she would even show up, because she says she doesn't want to do it with Spyglass owning the rights. Right. So that's on her then, you know. Right. So I mean,
like I said earlier, it's just like you agree with her, you disagree with her. At the end of the day, Spyglass as a company has the right to do what they feel is best for their company, especially in terms of publicity. Look at it this way, people. Spyglass folded in 2012. They rebranded and restarted back up in 2019. That's only 3 years. 3 years before Scream 5 came out. What, they bought the rights in 2020, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, because then they start shooting the film in 2021.
Right.
So this company is, even though it was back in the day, they had some issues. They had to fold for a bit. Then they had to recalibrate. So in so many ways, they're still recalibrated. This company is only 5 years old again.
Yeah.
So they're still trying, you know what I mean, to get that money and everything back up there. So I mean, and then the publicity. Like I said, they don't want no negative publicity. They understand Melissa has her right to speak, just like we all do. But at the end of the day, they have the right to protect their company. They have the right to say, you know what? We don't really want to do this, but we kind of have to because we're taking some heat for keeping you on. It's creating a negative vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta let you go. I can't have this negativity because then if I do keep you, most of those fans, or at least half of the fans, is basically split. But now we lose out on money because now they ain't gonna watch. They ain't gonna come watch the movie. The same people who say, "Oh, I'm not watching Scream 7 if Melissa isn't in it," it would be the same way for some people if she wasn't. People got to look at it, like So, I mean, I not like the decision by the studio, but I respect it from a business standpoint.
Yeah. And think of it like this. It's like somebody put this in perspective. I can't even remember where I heard this from, but I've watched and listened to so many different opinions today while also trying to work. So everything's been like in the background. But somebody said, like if I work for say me and you work for a company and I get fired or you get fired or something like that. Well, I'm not going to quit my job because they fired you. I might sympathize with you.
Right.
But it isn't my ultimate choice. And I have a livelihood, you have a livelihood, and we would both understand that, being like, no, make your money. Do your thing.
That was in Craven's chat. I was there when that message came up.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was that. I know I was listening to something, but that was a great point. Another way to look at it is look at some of these big corporations. Let's say Amazon for a second. You see in the news all the time about how mistreated their employees are, right? How they get let go, top of the hand, thousands getting walked out the door without a job. But what do? I'm guilty of it. I still support Amazon because I'm constantly buying through them. It's convenient. If I really stood with those people, and I do sympathize with those people, I really do. And I am more for them. But we still kind of, support these companies these big corporations that are dirtbags. All employees are expendable, period.
Yeah. That is very, very true.
That's it. Even Neve Campbell, even Tom Cruise, even anybody. I mean, like, there's just, Tom Cruise has like his own production team and creative stuff,
right?
But
like the saying goes, why give you a raise if I can find somebody from the
do it cheaper,
to do it for cheaper, even if they're not as good as you. As long as I got somebody to get it done, I'm happy.
Yeah.
It may be a shitty way to look at it or a shitty way to think about it like that, but that's how it is. It's the real world. So
yeah, absolutely. Brock, thank you again for that $7 super chat, man. And you're always invited. You know that.
Brock Willis.
We're going to have to make like a Die Hard parody with Brock Willis. Brock Willis.
Right. Hell yeah. And now, got to get it ramped up. I got to do some Scream 7 merch. Get it ready.
Dude.
Get a line ready. I already have some like other merch, put together that I did a couple days ago for like just like character theme ones and stuff like that. But now got to get the Sidney Prescott ones out.
Yeah, dude, I was already gonna wear like a shirt to give Neve what she wants and like hashtag for Neve, kind of like what Brock has right here, and go see her in May. But man, they already gave it to her. But I'll figure out something. I got to figure out some of my merch too, man. I gotta spice it up a bit.
Speaking of, real quick, something we didn't touch on earlier.
What's
How much
that?
do you think we gave her? How much did she?
$1 billion.
Billions.
That's a good question. I wonder if anybody will have the balls enough to ask her that.
See, the thing is too, because Courtney apparently always got paid more than her.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder how much Courtney got paid for 6, because then that would give a better idea as to what to expect for this one. And then that would give a better idea for Neve. I'm going to say roughly. What did they say the rumors were before that she turned down, what, 2.5 million? Something like that?
Maybe.
Let's just say that
I would even be surprised if she was offered that to begin with.
See, I forget what they said the offer was. But I think it was, or it was like 1.5 million, but it was only for the little bit of scenes that she was supposed to do. Let's just go with 1.5 million.
Okay.
And mind you, she was only supposed to do those little 3 scenes or however many scenes she was supposed to do in 6, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, if they were going to pay her that much for that, and she wasn't okay with it, and now she's doing a full fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go roughly, and I could be wrong, man, but I'm going to go roughly 3.
Yeah.
I'll say 3. Depending on what Courtney got. Like, you know what?
Yeah, well, you know, she was an executive producer on the movie too, so and she had creative control over her character. So I really think that's why she didn't die.
What I heard, she's always gotten paid more than Neve.
Yeah, she's always been the highest paid out of the whole crew. Well, some of that money went to David Arquette because he was married to her. Anyways, he was like, "Yeah, whatever. We're gonna split it anyways." Anyways, we got another super chat in the house. I'm gonna go with. I'd be very surprised if they were offered her that to begin with, but I'm gonna have to say 4 or 5 million is what she was asking for. You know, how much did Jamie Lee Curtis get to return in Halloween? Because you know that Jamie and Neve discuss stuff and is like, you know, you're worth this. You've been carrying this franchise. To put things into perspective, when like franchises and everything. What?
Okay. So I'm going to just read what it says. Okay, so Neve's exact Scream salary isn't 100% confirmed, but we can make a guess based on what we do know. For example, Forbes reported that Neve's co-star Courtney Cox made $1 million for Scream before securing $5 million for Scream 2 and $7 million for Scream 3.
Damn.
Now, also keep in mind, Neve says she took a pay cut for Scream 3. And Scream 4 didn't do all that great. And I'm not saying they didn't pay her okay for that, but they were kind of going into the unknown 11 years later.
Yeah.
So if Courtney made $7 million for Scream 3, and Neve took a pay cut, you had to think because Neve,
she was more at the forefront in Scream 3 too. She was
the forefront. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, all right, Scream 1, because even Jamie said this, they didn't get paid that great because they didn't know what the hell it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Then of course, once it blew up and stuff like that, and then in Scream 2, they definitely got a nice little chunk. But if Courtney's averaging 7 by its time Scream 3, and Neve took a pay cut, I'm going to say roughly by the time Scream 3 came around, she was probably taking $1 million for that role.
Probably. At least $1 million. I don't think she would take anything less.
Probably when she came back for 4, maybe it was a little bit more. I'll say 1.5, something like that. And then Courtney, maybe she had to, come back for maybe around that 5 mark because, again, we didn't know what Scream 4 was going to be, and subsequently it didn't succeed box office, and it made a profit, but it didn't do what they thought.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, going into Scream 5, I'm going to roughly say that Courtney probably made somewhere around 3 or 4 million for that because, again, going into the unknown, it was highly anticipated, but it was still going into the unknown.
Yeah. So,
I'll speculate that Courtney probably made about 4 million for Scream 5, and Neve probably made around the same amount what she usually does, which is a little over $1 million, because you got to think apparently they said Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera were in the 100,000s for their salary, which is why Jenna was looking to rework her deal.
Yeah.
So,
Rightfully so.
Yeah, so I'm going to roughly say, and then you got to count Courtney as an executive producer now, plus she was in Scream 6. They probably threw a little bit of that money that didn't go to Neve to her to be in Scream 6. So that probably ticked up to about 5.5 again, just for showing up in the movie, and then whatever her producer's credit is or whatever. But I'm just going to stick with I'm not going to count the producer's credit. So I'm going to roughly say about 5 and some change for Courtney, because that just seems to be around the proper range ever since Scream 2. Neve was probably looking for at the least a double. If she's making $1 million, 1.5, that's the average. I'm going to say she was looking for double, close to 3. And maybe they gave her that plus a little extra incentive on the back end, and that's when she said, "Okay, let's go. Let's get this ball rolling." But she even said in the post, one of the main reasons why she did it too is because Kevin Williamson. That to me, because I reread it.
Yeah, that was a good pull.
I think what happened wasn't just the money. Once they hooked her with, "Okay, we'll get Kevin to direct it," because she said she's always wanted Kevin Williamson to direct a Scream movie.
Yeah.
So, man, now we got it. Now it's here.
They know how to get them deals, man. Like, all right, we're gonna get it one way or the other.
Right, one way or the other, they're gonna get that bag.
That would suck if they fire Kevin Williamson. They're like, nope, you're stuck in your contract, Neve.
Right, and now having 4-4, of course, not being in the movie, especially with Jenna, that opens up a lot of salary cap, as we say in sports. It's a lot of salary cap that opened up, so now they can afford Neve. Even though I felt like they could have before, now they definitely can now.
Right.
Man, I'm interested to see who they're gonna, cast alongside of her. I wonder who's all gonna be in this movie. Who do they have planned?
I really think that we're gonna get a lot of news in the coming days. I think even before the end of this month, we're going to get at least 1 or 2 more who's involved. But we do have another super chat in the house I've been meaning to get to. Okay. Joseph Martelli, I believe this is the first super chat from him, is what it's saying here. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you so much, dude. Hope you're having a wonderful night. What do we think about Scream Beyond 7? We talk about this a lot, man. I'm gonna let you go first.
It's a great question. I think that's gonna be even better answered once we know more about 7 and get a better idea on what direction Kevin Williamson is looking to go in, because a lot of us speculate that this is probably going to be the last one with Neve Campbell. A lot of us speculate that. But what did you say earlier, Destin, about Kevin Williamson probably wanting to always do his own Scream movie and, tell a story he never got to tell? He got that twice, if you think about that. It happened the first time with Stu, and then the second time with Jill.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this may not be the end of Neve Campbell and the Sidney Prescott character in the Scream franchise. We don't know. We will have to find out, once we get more details about 7. But let's just say this is the encapsulation of Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott, and we're going to move on after Scream 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends also what you do with the Carpenter Loomis storyline in Scream 7, how you're going to write that out. How are you going to take care of that situation, the core 4 and all that? Because I would say revisit that. But then again, I'm almost at the point where it's like, it's either you're going to have to write them out and we're just going to have to move on as it is, recast them eventually, or kill them off in the beginning of this movie to stick a fork in it. Because I just feel like no matter how good this movie is, if they don't at least in a fashionable way nip it in the bud with the core 4 story, there's always going to be fans like, especially after 2, 3, 4 years when we don't got no Scream movies coming out. You know, we gonna even be talking about like, yo, man, so you think it's time for them to fire this shit back up with Samantha Carpenter? Like, what's going on? You know, like,
I think
we'll see, man. I don't know. It's interesting. That's a great question, though.
I'll tell you how you do it. All right.
Oh shit.
Tell you how you do it. I'm getting ready, man. I've thought about this for a long, long time. Okay. Scream Beyond 7 is what Joseph is asking.
Yep.
I think, okay, if we think back Kevin Williamson, we think about Jill, we think about the original idea that they had for Jill. What was it? That she was survived, got away with it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So if that was the original idea for her, and then Kevin Williamson's original idea was for Stu Macher to return in Scream 3, but that got scrapped. What if they blended those two ideas with Stu Macher?
Bro, I think that's what they were already going to do with Scream 4, bro. I think so, because I don't know if you heard about this, Destin, but basically Jill's story for Scream 5. She went to college. How ironic. You know, what am I supposed to do? Go to work? Go to college? You know?
Well, that actually, them doing that reminded me of kind of what they did with the Audrey character in the Scream TV series.
Yep.
That's what that reminded me of.
She was supposed to go to college. Sidney was supposed to be a professor, but she didn't remember the events that took place that night. She was supposed to, I guess, because from Jill stabbing her and, you know, getting knocked around, it just caused her to, you know, basically have amnesia for a little bit, and she didn't remember anything about that night.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know about this.
Well, the plan was that there was supposed to be a new killer on campus who knows Jill's secret, which leads back to the theories of there possibly being a third killer in Scream 4, because who else would know outside of Charlie and Jill? They're supposed to be the only two killers. Who else would know about Jill being a killer? You know, like, so, and I'm not going to lie to you, the more I go back and watch Scream 4, that scene with Olivia, the more I'm starting to see what some people are saying, that there had to be a third killer involved. And the only reason why I say that is because if Charlie is supposed to be already in the house, well, who the fuck is the ghost face outside that's leading the police on a goose chase? You know what I mean? Like, who's that ghost face, in my opinion? Now, some will say, oh, it was Charlie distracting him, and then he hurried up and ran inside Olivia's house. And I'm not sitting there saying that that's not the case. But when I go back and think about it in that way, it's just like, that's a little bit too much to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff. And then we talked about it in the barn scene with Gail's stabbing scene. You know what I mean? Like, they say it was Jill, but there's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way.
Right.
So I think the potential was there. I think they were leading into a possible third killer reveal in Scream 5 in the original plans. That there was a third killer from Scream 4, and now they're coming after Jill for basically fucking up the plans. And that's not impossible to think. Because remember...
Do you think that...
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was going to say, do you think that they were gonna try to turn Jill into like almost a final girl? Like you think...
I don't think so. I think it was just going to be more of a reveal, like, you fucked up the plans that we had. You know what I mean? Like, basically kind of look what she did with Charlie. Charlie didn't know she was going to turn on him. Mm-hmm. Maybe this other Ghostface didn't think she was going to
shoulder me.
Shoulder me.
The heart. That's not how we rehearsed it.
How we rehearsed it. Fucking did my boy dirty, man. But that's what I'm saying.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. I'm gonna make a video I'm gonna put that like
You should
the
make a
shoulder me, and then like throw in
you
that
should make a
song.
short about that. Right when
Yeah.
she's stabbing him and the song just turns on or whatever.
Yeah.
But instead, you should sing it and say "Stab through the heart." You're to blame.
Stab through the heart. And you're to blame.
Let's go.
You give Ghostface a bad name. Anyway,
Yo,
sorry, we
Bon
get goofy
Jovi
over
would
here.
So fucking love that remix.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'll do a TikTok.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think after going back and rewatching Scream 4 and certain things in that movie, you can at least come out with the thought that Kevin Williamson was going to reveal 3 killers, but reveal it in the next movie or whatnot.
Mhm.
And this killer who's chasing Jill around campus had been working with her in Scream 4. And that could be Stu. People forget that Scream 4, we got the introduction of the Woodsboro Cinema Club. That was supposed to be introduced in Scream 3 with Stu Macher. They were supposed to be the ones helping Stu, the Woodsboro Cinema Club. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, though.
Dang, that would be a good YouTube channel name, now that I'm thinking about
Woodsboro
it.
Cinema Club.
Yeah, does anybody have that?
Nope.
Wow.
I mean,
Interesting.
if you just want to make an all-stream channel,
Yeah. 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 So my idea, and then Joseph, you deserve a video as well, but I want to get this idea out the way. My idea is that they take some inspiration. Kevin Williamson definitely thinks about what he was trying to do with Scream 3 before everything went to a mess. Thinks about what he was trying to do with Scream 4 before it went to a mess. And he kind of blends it. And we at the end of this one, we get like the traditional maybe 2 Ghostface reveals, but the cherry on top is Stu Macher comes out, but instead of Stu getting killed, Stu wants to get caught, kind of like Mickey. And the reason why Stu wants to get caught is because he never got his shine. He never got that fame that Billy got for Woodsboro murders. So I could see like the cops showing up and he like throws down the knife and they're all like, this is where everybody, it's public now with cameras in his face saying, Stu Macher, you're alive. Like everything. And, you know, it could be a one-liner. I mean, I'm just speculating and saying something, you know, here, but he could like look at the camera and be like, it was fun. And then like the camera goes off like that, leading in to beyond this one, wherever that decides to go, you know.
And you could do whatever you want with that, actually. You know,
yeah,
you could even have Kevin, if he ever decides to do another Scream film and direct it, let's say, for instance,
he could do his following thing. Remember Scream 3? He was supposed to be working behind the jail, working behind the scenes, just like he did the following show.
I was just about to say, let's say, for instance, we get the 2 traditional killer reveals at the end of 7. No Ghostface Cole. But the ending, as Dustin explained it, would be leading into the assemblance of the Ghostface. Yeah, because it would make a lot of sense. Now Stu Macher's famous. Now everybody remembers who the fuck this guy is. Now all that fan mail from, you know, crazy fucking people who just love serial killers and love to follow them and love to be their friends.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of this. Let me kill for you.
Yep.
You know? And then that's where we lead into the Ghostface cult. And it's kind of something like I said with Charlie Walker. But I don't think a lot of people mention this when it comes to Stu and the whole him being in jail and operating a Ghostface cult. You can have that adds a Hannibal Lecter-ish feel to the character, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I fucking love that. You know, especially from a manipulation standpoint and stuff like that. Like, oh, bro, I'm getting fired up just thinking about it. Like, let's go, man.
And it's like he's always got the connection. He always knows what's going on, but he's got this whole cult following and running it from behind the scenes. Like I think it's a big. He could, you know, blend the idea of Scream 3, blend the idea of Scream 4 with Chill, put those together to where Stu now has that fame and all that, and maybe there's some sort of trial coming about that's leading up to it, but we don't see it yet, that maybe he could get off for technicality things or whatever, but he's also orchestrating behind the scenes. But that would be in Scream 8, and put, with those following ideas to it. Like, Kevin Williamson's a very smart writer. That's why I'm very happy that this is in his hands.
It would work too with the whole Jill aspect, because then it would be basically Stu stealing her thunder, wanting to be famous.
What if that's the after credit scene? Like, whenever he gets caught and they're wheeling him in, like it's Arkham Asylum or something like that, like the Joker. But they're like bringing him in, and who's next to him? Jill.
It's not impossible.
Dude.
The reason why I say that is a lot of people, and even myself, initially thought with the whole defibrillators and all that, and the gunshot to the heart, that
she could have survived.
Given what we've seen in these last 2 films with character survivals, one, anybody could come back. But this is another thing that people need to take into account. Homegirl got fried with the defibrillators, got back up, and was still trying to kill mofos. So if she can survive this gunshot wound to the heart,
she didn't get shot in the head.
It's funny how you said, you will Stu in, and right next to him we see Jill, and that's when
she's like all cuckoo and shit.
You know what that reminds me of? Urban Legend Final Cut.
Dude, I was thinking that. I was real thinking the Joker and Harley Quinn type of thing, like Arkham Asylum. But yes, that same thing. Yep. Urban Legend Final Cut. Dude, I think that would be a great after credit scene if they go that direction with Stu Macher.
Right. Wow, man. Like, that's the
I'm telling you get my brain turning, man, when we're talking about Scream.
Right, because there's just so many aspects to it. There's so many ways you can go. That's the beautiful thing about this franchise, about these movies, is the whodunit aspect of it. You want to try to guess who the killer is and stuff. But at the same time, most of the time anyway, you want to be wrong so you can be surprised.
Wouldn't it be a big surprise if he gets wheeled in and it's Sam Carpenter and she's there, and that's where she's been all this time, and maybe she looks over and sees the reflection of her dad, and then the thing ends. That would be wild.
That's how you lead it, bro. Listen.
That would be wild. Where you going?
Yo, you just explained this could be set before Scream 5. In between the years that Sam wasn't in Woodsboro.
Ooh.
You just explained what Samantha Carpenter was doing in between that fucking time. Because it makes perfect sense. Maybe when she left Woodsboro, she went to seek help, which would explain the medication.
Yeah. And what if, it was Stu in there coaching her and bringing those memories of Billy back?
Fucking said that shit, bro. Bro, you know this, Destin. Like, I've been an advocator that this woman is not what they are portraying her to be. Her and Stu have been working together from the beginning. And, bro, I think you may have found a way, if they want to fucking go in that direction, to make a movie set before Scream 5 and tie that shit in. Because then if you do that, and it ends the way you say, can you imagine, even though some fans don't like cliffhangers for Scream, and I understand it, could you imagine if it fucking ends that way? The amount of thoughts that's going to be running through your head for the next Scream movie. Because then at that point, if they do that, right? Now, especially if Spyglass were to approve, hint, hint, wink, wink, if they were to approve of that scene, that means that the studio is leaving the door open for a potential Samantha Carpenter return.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, dude. I don't think you kill off the Sam character. I don't think you do that with either. Yeah, I don't think that's the smart way to go about it. Another way, and Joseph, I'm about to give you a video, by the way, but another way I could say, and He came up with a really good question because there's a lot of different avenues you could take. Another way that I could see them, possibly going is acting like everything that happened in Scream 5 and Scream 6 was part of a stab film. And like they go like the ending of Scream 6, which it would be a cop out. It would be a definite cop out. But the way Sam and Tara were walking down that street and throwing down the mask and walking away, and that camera's just staying on them. But then you hear cut and the camera pans back and they're on a stab set and they kind of act like everything that happened wasn't real. It was a movie within a movie or something.
Right.
I don't really know. I don't see how that being like, I mean, that would be a quick entry into mirroring Scream 3. You could be on the stab set again. You'd be right into it.
See,
but
the issue with that is is Sidney. Because then why would Sidney, why would she agree to be a part of this? When she even didn't want them, she basically banned them from using her story. Because then you got to think about Scream 5. If everything we were meant to believe in Scream 5 and Scream 6 was just a stab movie, then that means the actual Sidney Prescott showed up in a stab movie. So why would she do that? Has she had a change of heart? We've seen it with the book. She wrote a book.
Yeah.
Because she just decided to remember what Rebecca said to her. Accept your victimhood.
Yeah.
Because she just finally folded and said, fuck it. I mean, you know what? This shit has basically bothered me my whole life. I might as well make some profit off of it. Like, I got a family to feed. I don't see it happening that way, but that's why I brought that up.
It's not the ideal. It's not the ideal way.
Yeah,
the only reason why I say that is because you think about how the Bailey family thing doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Right.
They could do something like this to make it being like, okay, yeah, it's going to be some plot holes, but they could do it just a cop out,
Right.
It's not I don't. Hopefully, Kevin Williamson wouldn't be down to do something like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But think about it like this: if they did, at least we know Dewey ain't dead.
That's true. That's another thing. Dewey would be there. That's what I was thinking. Like everybody would be on the set and everything, and be consultants on the movie. I mean, it's an easy segue into just like, stab films. And that's another thing. Do you think that this is going to mirror Scream 3 in any capacity? Like as far as like a stab movie in the works? Maybe they're working on a stab requel like Richie was wanting?
I know Eric had brought something up earlier about, Scream 3, because I forget exactly how I asked it to him or whatever, because I asked him about how Scream 7 could mirror Scream 3. And he brought up something about possibly instead of doing a stab movie, what if Gail is doing a movie about Dewey? Basically, what I mean? But it's basically like a stab movie, but it's based on Dewey. In so many words, because obviously you can't tell the Dewey Riley story without having Ghostface in it,
Right?
And stuff. But it would make a lot of sense because it's in Hollywood, and stuff. Gail obviously would be working on it. I'm sure Sidney would support it because it's about Dewey, even though it has Ghostface elements. It's more about Dewey, but this is how you can basically explain everybody getting together, so on and so forth. You'd have to ask Eric exactly how you put it. But I think if it's going to mirror Scream 3, it's going to mirror Scream 3, the version we should have got in the first place.
Oh, okay. All right. Hell yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
It's going to mirror what it should have been in the first place. I don't think, because what are you going to do? Like, reveal that Neil has been a killer all along? You can't reveal another family member. That's broad. That's old.
I mean, honestly, in canon, Neil's still alive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't reveal him as a killer. That would just, one, be fucking stupid. And then
wouldn't that be crazy if they got that actor back and Stu had him locked up in the closet again and taunted Sidney just like in the first one? I'll be right back, and brings her dad out and everything,
Whoa,
like
look at this.
bringing back old memories.
Look at this. Ring, ring. Won't need
Yeah,
this.
guess we won't be needing this anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I think that would be super awesome. Because I want to see her dad back. I feel like that's an important part. They need to do that. Somebody said I saw Parker Posey cameo. Joseph, I see that in the chat. That would be awesome.
I mean, they laid the breadcrumbs in 6.
Yeah,
He called
I
that
think.
shit.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Honestly, Joseph, I'm gonna give you a $2 super chat, and then we're gonna get back to the rest of the chat. Thank you for the $2. Let me see, what does old Joseph want for his first time being here? We can give a little bit of shark action. Damn. Thank you, Joseph, for that $2 super chat. Really appreciate you. Oh man. Okay. We're getting backed up on the super chats. I know. Wow, I'm a little bit behind. Super chats do go to the front of the line, but I do try to give everyone their shine. So just bear with me. But if you do have something you want me to say right away, just you'll have to throw in a super chat because I try to go down the list and answer everybody's question. Defective CC says, "Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion to your channel. Maybe later. Let's see here, bro. It's off to bed. Good night, Brock. Good night. That was at 8:43. Okay, almost an hour ago. Wow. Man, this got really backed up. Just Another Horror Fan says, Marcus, I've calmed down on my thoughts about Neve. Never heard that she tried to get Melissa and Spyglass to see eye to eye. Changed my thoughts on the situation. Huh.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like that's the thing, man. Neve has always, been for the most part, at least from what I've read and what I've seen, she got mad love for everybody. She tried to show support for everybody because she knows what it's like,
Right.
and stuff like that. And I've even said it before in previous videos. If Neve Campbell, you could say it like this: if Neve Campbell was really that selfish, she wouldn't have did that. She would. Them not having Melissa increases the bag for her.
Yeah.
She wanted her to be a part of this movie because she
And
felt
Jenna.
there was a story. Yep. She wanted them to be a part of the movie because she felt that Sidney Prescott's story and Samantha Carpenter's story, which it still does. We're gonna have to see how they work around this. This shit it meshes together with the original. It meshes together with the original timeline, with the original murders, Billy Loomis, all that. They have that connection. So I don't think Neve does that, not even just out of being unselfish. I don't think she does that if she don't think there's a story to tell.
Yeah, I don't either. I think the story has to be good. I really do.
And they fucked up my whole fucking thing of, man, listen, I had the story, bro. I had it. And they fucked it all up. Fucked it all up.
Taylor Gray said, did Neve get her script yet for Scream 7? I want to say yes. Due to the fact of the date on... Hold on, where is it? The date on this is right here. Down at the bottom right, March 12th, 2024. That's today. I think she just received this today.
Yep.
And she already got the green light to say, hey, you can go ahead and announce it. It's just crazy that she was able to announce Kevin Williamson as well. That was super cool. That was a cool way to announce this.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Bro, listen, if there's one thing I can give Spyglass Media fucking credit for, these cocksuckers know how to promote a Scream movie, bro.
They do. They do some great marketing.
Bro,
they do some really great marketing.
Marketing, bro. Like, they really do. Like, they knew Neve Campbell being, announced to return for Scream 7 is big news. But what's even more big news attached to that for the legacy of the franchise and the fans than to announce the OG writer, the man who came up with this beautiful conundrum of a franchise that we have. He is now going to be sitting in the director's chair for this next movie. Like, bro, They know how to do it, bro. They knew what they were doing. They knew this shit would blow the fuck up.
Yep.
And look at
this.
We've all been talking about it all day. I ain't seen nobody else talking about nothing but Scream 7.
Yep. I hate that if you were going to release anything about your movie today, it's going to be overshadowed with this, because you know what? It's on, man. It is
and
on,
that's what I
because
said
we
earlier.
just keep chugging along.
Chicka 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 toot toot. Chicka 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 toot toot.
I had to. We're getting and going, man. We're throwing them coals in that damn train, and we are off, man.
That's the fucking thing, man. It's just like they knew what they was doing. This was gonna blow everything up. That's crazy because Chucky, the TV show, is a big thing. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It just dropped the first look image, literally, I want to say an hour before this news broke.
Yep, I saw that.
And this news just completely overshadowed it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Val's in the house. What's up, Val? Hashtag digital bouncer. The general. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out in the chat and everything and moderating the chat. You're always awesome, and I can always count on you. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Joseph says it's hella scary, but ask Neve a question at Monster Con in Pennsylvania. Nerves as fuck, but so worth it. What was the question? I'd like to know. Yeah, absolutely. Val said, "What the hell was that distance?" Yeah. Yeah, it's from Major Pain. Val. Something that it's just something that stuck in my head today whenever I started thinking about all this. Talking Star Wars says, imagine Kevin has a lurking account and he's watching everyone's theories under a different name. You know what? If he's not doing it, somebody is. I actually tweeted to him today, man. I actually like congratulated him and everything, and man, dude, I really want Patrick Lussier back for editing. You know, I thought that he was going to be the director.
Yep.
But now that he's not, dude, if they could get him back for editing, oh my goodness, dude. That's going to be
I think there's some truth. I think there's some truth to what Talking Star Wars is saying, because you got to remember, Radio Silence get the Core 4 name. Steven was the first one to say that shit, bro.
Yeah.
They watch, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And listen, especially with platforms like Bloody Disgusting and Collider and stuff like that, who are willing, like, if they see your shit and it's interesting, they'll post about it and they'll give you some publicity.
Mm-hmm.
So if they see it, you know somebody on the film is seeing it.
Right.
Like, so I think there's some truth to that for sure, man.
Yeah, I do too. It does seem like they are listening to the fans, and that's the best thing to do right now with the way things are.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of that negativity, Star Wars. Joseph says, also half the time they bless each other handling their own biz. Neve supported Melissa when she walked for underpay. Wildly different situation than Melissa, but still just at a high level. Yeah. Val says, I'm just going to say this about the haters right now. Melissa didn't turn down the job when they shit on Neve. So shush and quit the hating. Exactly, Val. Exactly.
Right.
Where was all the support for Neve and boycotting it and everything like that? But now you want to boycott it. I sympathize with Neve and I sympathize with Melissa now, but it is what it is, and it doesn't mean that somewhere down the line she returns or not, you know. But honestly, I think I would prefer it this way. You could really say Scream 6 just kind of tied up the Carpenter sisters and move on. You can mention them, but you could just say that's done.
You could.
At
You
this
really
point.
could. You really could. You could sit there and say, the reason why they were brought into it is because this guy named Richie Kirsch, he was a massive Stab fan. He probably looked up some information, somehow found out about Samantha being Billy's daughter, said, I want to make this cool real-life reality fan film that could get actually pushed to a major motion picture to upstart the Stab franchise again. He gets killed off. Now his family comes after her because they want vengeance for him. They get killed off. And now that's the end, of the most ideal or what people want. But you really can't, end it on Scream 6 with Carpenter with the storyline. I know it sucks. And I know Radio Silence said that wasn't the plan. Her dropping the mask isn't a sign of her moving on or whatnot. It was supposed to be a sign of acceptance. But this is where we're at right now.
This is where we're at. That's it. It's where we're at. But we're in a good spot now. We're not in a dark spot. We're not in a rut. There's not a big question mark. Is this movie even happening? It's happening. And I do think that it will be released in 2025. I really do. I think they're still going to hit that mark. I think other people are signed on already. They just haven't announced it yet. This was...
Look something up real quick.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my questions ready for whenever I see Neve Campbell again this May. So yeah, I met her once before, which you already knew that. So yeah. I mean, I kind of got nervous and everything. I mean, dude, she's just, I don't know. I've always had like a little bit of a crush on her. I've always had a thing for you, Sid.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She and plus, man, just her as a person, she's just a very classy lady. Parker Posey cameo, yeah, I like that. I'm trying to skip through most of this. I am gonna have to wrap this stream up here pretty soon. We're about almost an hour and a half into it, but let's see here. Joseph says, I feel like Neil has to be dead in this, and Sidney is fixing up her old house to sell. I don't think he has to be dead, but I mean, it could bring her back to Woodsboro for a funeral. Another person that could bring people back is Martha Meeks being killed. An opening kill could be Martha Meeks. I think that's interesting. Yeah. I think that's a big possibility. And that's another thing. Like, if the Meeks twins are going to be involved, they would definitely have to be involved if they bring Martha into it.
Right.
But just like, are they going to be a big part of it, or are they just going to be to the sideline a little bit? Right. I wonder what they're going to do with Gail's character now. That's what I want to know. Something tells me this is going to be a Sidney and Mark adventure. That's what I'm thinking.
I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it now, Destin. How do you shock the audience? By doing something we don't expect to happen. Gail Weathers is one of those people that if you kill her in the opening scene, you wouldn't see it coming. And you talk about a way to bring Sidney out of hiding or to bring, out of the safe place.
That's the way to do it.
Here you go. And stuff like that. And if this is going to be the end, and I know, and I can also see where Gail's going to be put in the forefront, and it could be her living with Sidney, living at the end. And, because I said it earlier, in so many ways, Scream, especially the first 3 movies, you can even say the first 4 movies, as much as they're about Sidney and Maureen, they're about Sidney and Gail too. And that rivalry / partnership, that unique relationship that they have.
Yeah.
So as much as I can see Gail surviving and walking off into the sunset with Sidney, I also can see them being like, we got to do something that nobody's going to expect. And we're going to kill Gail Weathers off, especially if this is the last one. This is no more Neve Campbell, no more Courtney Cox, no more Sidney Prescott, no more Gail Weathers, none of that. Especially if we get Stu Macher back. I think killing Gail would be smart because Gale single-handedly has been the one keeping the Ghostface legacy alive by killing her and then ending the movie with, obviously, if Stu's going to get killed and whoever his partner is, that is a fitting way to close out the legacy of Ghostface, at least in the Sidney Prescott timeline. You know, so I can see Gale being opening kill, man. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, man, listen. All I'm telling you, Destin, if this fucking movie starts off at a radio station or a news station or something like that, bro, you know what time it is. And your boy's going to be right there like,
Yep.
let's go. Yep. It's about, I just feel like it's about time.
It is time, man. It's overdue.
Yes. I've said it. I said it earlier, and I'll say it now. She should have died before Dewey.
She should have died before Dewey.
You know, so if you're going to do it, this is the perfect time to do it, in my opinion. Opening scene kill, you send a message to the audience, you send a message, period, especially if this is the last Scream film. What did Kincaid say in 3? You know how you mirrored Scream 3? All bets are off.
Yep. I really think that it would have been great to see her get dropped off of the balcony in Scream 6 instead of her getting stabbed.
I said that earlier. Everybody just wants to see Gale get thrown off the fucking balcony.
He took that from me. I said that first. Yeah, because I always thought that would have been cool, and like everyone being like, "Oh, it's the news lady," and everyone got their phones out, you know, and she just splat on the ground right in front of Sam and Tara running up to the building. I think that would have been crazy. We got Caden in the house. How's it going, fellas? So hyped after the news today. Yes, same here. Join the party because we are all just ecstatic, man. I'm super happy. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight.
I'm probably not going to because
we're gonna be checking our phones like every hour. Like, any other news? Any other news?
Every fucking 30 minutes. Everything. Any more news come out? Patrick get announced? Who else got announced?
Right. Yeah, and I think we are going to get some announcements before the end of the month. I think they're going to announce some other stuff. Maybe they'll announce the editor. Maybe we can get Marco Beltrami back as the composer. Man, that would be so awesome.
I said it to Eric earlier, man. You got to bring Marco Beltrami back, man, because Scream 5 and Scream 6, that score was ass, man. Straight ass. I'm sorry. No offense to the composer of that movie. You know, you're in the business for a reason. You have talent.
Yeah.
That score for Scream, it didn't feel like a Scream movie. It felt like an action, suspense, thriller type of movie. And I get it. Scream has kind of trended into more of the thriller side of horror. But it's still more horror than most thrillers, in my opinion. And if the way you make it feel like it's a horror movie is if you make the score sound like it's a horror movie, not like an action type suspense thriller movie. And when I go back and watch like that chase scene with Gale, I'm just sitting there listening to that score, and I'm just like, man, what I would give to hear the and then it drops back. Like, I'm just like, damn it, man. They need to get that back. They need to get Marcos back. So hopefully with Kevin as director, we get some of those old school components from the original films. Patrick Lussier, Marcos Beltrami, even Aaron Kruger. He's always had a good relationship with Kevin and Wes and stuff like that. Even his insight. Like, I have a feeling that Scream 7, especially with Kevin as director, is going to feel probably since Scream. I know you have your reservations about Scream 4, but to me, it could have the potential to feel like the closest to Scream 1996 if they do it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too. I don't think it's going to be your. I mean, I think it's going to be a Scream movie, a typical Scream movie.
Right.
But I think the motive behind this one is going to hit really, really hard because every one of them that Kevin Williamson's written has meant something,
right?
Like, as much as I'm not the biggest fan, like I don't hate Scream 4, but that motive and everything that was going on, that was great. That was cool.
Right.
That was Kevin Williamson really thought provoking and putting his mind to the paper, being like, no, we're gonna do something fresh here. And in Scream 5, Scream 6, it was just kind of like, it's your typical Scream killers. There's not much else there to chew on. There's no big, because they're connected to this person, or because it's like that. I mean, they did with Scream 6 with Richie and stuff, but I'm talking about to the OG. They're not right. There's no connection really to the OG except for Sam. So yeah, this needs to be
except Vince too, but they fucking killed him off too early.
Yeah, for him to be any sort of threat or red herring, he was no more after he got killed. Like, it was like, okay, well, you could have waited and let him kind of like linger around a little bit. Oh, okay, Joseph, I'd have to see that for sure. Awesome. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for this. I know you are. We've been talking about it. I think everyone's been talking about it all day. We're going to be talking about this all week, all month, all year. Yep. And, I mean, it was fun. It was that pump we needed, man. We needed something, because I'm telling you, I'm like, man, something just ain't feeling right, man. And then I went and saw that bullshit movie Imaginary Thursday. Don't waste your time. I was like, man, I didn't tickets
because I've heard nothing but negative.
Man, I'm gonna
watch it, but I've heard nothing but negative, so I'll just watch it on my app.
Yeah, and man, I want something good. I'm ready for something good. We do have some other stuff to talk about. We got the Chucky stuff to talk about coming up. We got Stiletto. We got that. Oh. That looks interesting, like a throwback 80s slasher. Mm-hmm. We got, man, I know I'm forgetting something.
It's just the thing.
Saw 11.
That's supposed to be filming this month.
Right. Yeah.
Like, bro, shit just got fucking real. And I'll say this. You know what I mean? Especially, and I think we see it, especially when, as a content creator, you see it in your views and all that stuff or whatnot. Yeah. And it's not saying that people aren't interested in any other horror movies and stuff, but I can even see it in my views and stuff. Scream is just it's on everybody's mind right now. What's going to happen with Scream 7 and stuff like that. So now we got that news. Now shit's about to get real. This sets the tone for everything else, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Like the Halloween TV series, I need to look more into that before I start talking about it. Joseph says, I know what you did last summer requel. I'm already got something in the works for that. So stay tuned to that, because man, that was up there, after Scream came out. Like, I think like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The First Urban Legend, and The Faculty. And maybe Disturbing Behavior too, but I don't really think that's a slasher. And neither is The Faculty, but those were all kind of like whodunits aspects. And they kind of gave me a feel that, a lot of movies nowadays just don't give me that coolness and that vibe. And great characters. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, we definitely got some great shit coming out. Like, I think it's interesting what I Know What You Did Last Summer, what the writer said. I will say this, and I'm not saying I'm against it, but I have a feeling some of the social media aspects we've seen in Thanksgiving, I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to adopt some of that. And hey, I'm not against it. Why? Because Thanksgiving definitely adopted a lot of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm not against it at all. I'm really excited to see what's the next chapter in the Julie James story.
Now, is this supposed to be set directly after the first one, or is this a sequel after the second?
No, this is second. We're not ignoring the second. This is picking up after the second film.
Good, because I am a fan of the second movie.
Also, this also means Brandy could also make an appearance in this movie,
or be an opening kill.
Yeah, that could be possible too. As to draw out to bring Julie out, it's possible. Like you said, we got the Chucky TV series. I can't wait because, like I said, I'm going to be doing a fucking monster marathon, catching up with all the episodes of the 3 seasons so far, and then once we get into the rest of the 4 episodes for season 3, probably have like every Wednesday or something like that. Whenever it show, I think it's on Wednesdays or Tuesdays. Whenever it is, like when it's actually like on Sci-Fi, have like a live watch party watching it, and then do a review of the episode and stuff. Like, gotta get you caught up in the TV series, bro. The
Dude,
TV
when yeah, dude, I've only seen. I don't even know if I saw the finale of the first season, but I own the second season. Have not seen anything of the third. So yeah, if you want to start from like the second season or whatever, wherever you want to do it, man, I'm down for a watch party. Like let's go through them, man, because I've been wanting to catch them. I wish they came on like a different streaming service or something. You know. That's the only hiccup. I mean, I could watch them on, the internet or something, but sometimes I just forget. I don't know. I forget where it's at, where I can watch it at. But yeah, I think it will give us the true third chapter that builds. We might get a new trilogy. We might get a few movies.
We might, man. It's very, very possible.
Yeah, Bearded's in the. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Bearded?
What's up, party people? All right. So we've talked about all that. We've talked about the possibility of the return. We've talked about the stew. So yeah, man, I think we're in good hands. I think regardless of what you want to feel about Spyglass and the Melissa situation, Scream's in a good place, and I'm happy about that. I'm content right now. And I have not felt content about the Scream franchise and before the holidays. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is a win in my opinion.
Right.
Regardless of what you think.
Just think just how anticlimactic it is. Mm-hmm. A few days ago, we got massive Halloween news. A few days after that, Scream follows. See, this is why these two are the goats, in my opinion, man. You know what I mean? But I will say
gets the people going.
Bro, that Samara calling out for Freddy?
That's a call. That's a great thing.
Bro, I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow because now
I made a video on it.
Now you have a star protagonist who wants to do a movie that can get you great promotion. She has a great fan base. She's a great final girl in every fucking movie that she's played a final girl. She's great at it. And she wants to see it happen. Bro, man, listen, man. I really hope we get some Freddy news here soon, man. I really do, because that's the next one, bro. You think we already got the Halloween, we got Scream, Crystal Lake's about to come out. You got Jason Blum saying he wants James Wan to do the fucking Friday the 13th movie. The only other slasher icon we are not hearing anything about right now is fucking Freddy, man. And we got to get him back, man. We got to get him back in the thick of things, man. Like, so
I want James Wan to do a Freddy movie.
Huh?
I want James Wan to do a Freddy movie. I think he'd be great at that.
I just don't see James Wan being a fit for Jason.
Yeah.
It
might be too stylized.
When I think about Jason and like movies like like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, those are movies that Rob Zombie could do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you see that fake thing? I did a video about it. The fake Freddy Krueger TV show pitch or whatever.
With DJ Qualls.
Yeah. Listen, I like DJ Qualls. Good actor. Funny as fucking a new guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time, though.
Right. And that's what I said. I said, see, that's the issue, is that one, he doesn't have a lot of experience in horror. We know he did Cherry Falls and stuff. He's mainly always been a supporting actor outside of The New Guy, which is the only movie I've ever seen him lead in. I'm like, does he have the frame? Does he have the build? Yes, he does, and he has the look. I'm like, but you got to think of it from a studio standpoint. What is a studio thinking about? The number one thing they're thinking about when rehashing an old school IP that has a fantastic fan base like Nightmare on Elm Street, like Halloween, like Friday the 13th. You know, they're legendary. They're looking to
Dude,
make the most money possible.
I'm about to show you something. All right,
Yes,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
No.
Go. I'm just saying they're trying to make the most money possible. So it would only make sense that they would put somebody as Freddy who's going to be box office, who is going to get the people talking, like a Matthew Lillard, like a Kevin Bacon. Yes, I know Kevin Bacon is, you know, up there in age. But if you're only looking to do 1 or 2 movies to kick this thing back off, he could do it. Matthew can do it. He's in his early 50s. Like, I just see a studio going with somebody who has name value that's going to put asses in the seats. So that's why when I seen that post, I'm like, yeah, DJ Quarles would not be a great pick because everybody would be looking like, well, who the fuck is he? And then they go back and watch a lot of his older movies and the movies he has credits on, and it'd probably be like, I can't see him playing Freddy. Like, I personally couldn't.
Right. And you know what? I'm about to show you something. Who you remember who I think that would be?
Walton Goggins.
Yes. Now, you know, okay. So he's about to have a show come out. I don't know if he ever played the Fallout games, but he's going to be in the Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I think it comes out in April. All right. Look what they did with his character, man. And it just got my mind. Hold on. I'm bringing it to StreamYard right now. So just give me 2 seconds.
Yep, you good, buddy.
Okay. So just his like I think this is the closest look of what he could possibly look like in the Freddy makeup. I don't think this is the ideal look, but this is close. Look what they're doing with this character in the Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime.
I can see it. I mean, obviously they would have to fix the nose.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a cut. Yeah, they'd have to fix the nose.
But no, I can definitely see it because of the burns on his face and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, he does have more of a Crypt Keeper look, but I'm just saying that, like, I feel like that's the closest we're gonna get to him being in some sort of makeup like that.
Right.
And if they could just tweak it, I mean, you don't want to make it look exactly like this, but it does kind of look scarred up, burned up a little bit.
Right, especially that side view.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
man.
Side view, like, yeah, that side view is very Freddy-esque, if you ask me.
And this is like he's like a gunslinger, like undead gunslinger or what. I don't really know his backstory in the show or games, but yeah, it interested me whenever I saw that. I was like, huh, yeah, go check out the trailer whenever you can, man. Like I'm interested in the show. It looks like it's going to be a good time, and I want to see what he brings to that character.
Hell yeah.
So
bro. I mean, they tweak it up. He could definitely play Freddy. I mean, and I would say Walton Goggins, he's up there too, like known. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people know him. See, he would be a good choice for Freddy because he also has a fan base. People know who he is. So
Right. And I think he has that build, you know, like that lanky build that Freddy had.
Right.
He's got a lot of comedy, he's got a lot of charisma. He can blend. He can be a bad guy when he really wants to be a bad guy. Like he was in Django, you know. He was in The Hateful Eight. I mean, he's been in some good stuff. I don't know. That's like my ultimate pick. I think he would be pretty badass as Freddy. I don't want somebody short. Okay. I don't want Jackie Earl Haley. Nothing against him. Too short. If they were going to use something, I wish they shot it to where it looked like he was taller in the movie. Right. And they didn't do that. They did not Hobbit that shit. Like Gandalf and Hobbit. The way they did that. So bad. Just it was given Psycho remake with Anne Hayes. I don't know. Yeah. That wasn't the best either. I feel like you know, we've evolved though. We've evolved with the remakes. We've evolved now. You know, things are requel based, and I think that's the good middle ground. It's like it's a remake, but it's a continuation of the original. Like,
right.
And that's how I want a Nightmare on Elm Street to take it too. I want it to bring Heather Langenkamp back. You know, I think that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
And Samara Weaving. Bring Samara Weaving back too.
Yeah,
Or bring her back. Yeah, passing it to her. It could even be bring Robert Englund back. Shoot him when he's in the shadows, like the first half of that first Nightmare on Elm Street, where you don't get a clear view of him. Because Robert doesn't look the same. He's a little heftier and he's older. But if you shoot him in the dark, you still got that voice and hearing it in the distance or in the dark in the distance. You could still make it work. And then there's like a scene later on where we're passing to our new Krueger, similar to how the new Candyman did. Like, I always thought that the way that they did Candyman, I was just thinking, I was like, this is... And that movie has its problems, but this is a way that they could incorporate and bring this to a Nightmare on Elm Street. So yeah,
right.
I want to rewatch Candyman. I haven't seen that since it came out.
It's good. I like it. It just it was too easy for me because the trailer gave it away.
The trailer did give it away.
It gave
The
it
trailer
away.
did.
As soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, "Yep, it's the kid from the original."
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
I just didn't like the whole let's CGI or de-age Tony Todd and bring him in at the end. It's just like, if the whole premise is to make them remember the original Candyman, you should have just let it be the original Candyman, and with each death, he's gaining his power back. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like what Freddy was using Jason and Freddy versus Jason. Like that was
I didn't like the new Candyman. I didn't like who they were using. I thought there was going to be a better twist on that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like I liked it. I liked the effects and all that stuff. But I just felt like it was too predictable. That was the main thing for me about the newer Candyman. It was too predictable, and I just wanted to see Tony Todd. You know what I mean? Like, by you doing that ending, you just made me want to watch a Tony Todd-led Candyman film again. That's it. Nothing against the actor who portrayed, that role. He's a great actor. But it was good, but it could have been way better.
Yeah. Joseph, that's a good point. I never put two and two together.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I did. As soon as the cast list and all that stuff came out and it said Dr. Stone, I'm like, that reminds me of the security guard in 3.
Yeah.
Is that a problem, Dewdrop? Because Stephen Stone doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Fucking Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
I love that dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah, and that was like before he really got big, Yeah. And so that was good. That was good because now when you go back and watch it, you appreciate it more.
What my boy say to Dewey? He said, "You're just no good as a cop anymore. Your resume reads like the obituary. So how about you take orders from me?
Yeah.
He said, I'm like, yo, stop. I'm like, yo, bro, that was too fucking good. He bodied it, though. He flipped that line. He did.
Yep.
Fucking Patrick Warburton. We need to get him back for a cameo in Scream 7.
Yeah. And and that's when the modulator was being used for Dewey's voice. Was when he got killed.
Bro.
So they could use that again for Gale.
You know what I would like to see them do in Scream 7? What got canceled out of Scream 3 that is in the assembly cut is you see the room with the computer monitors and the voice modulator. And of course, you don't see Ghostface, who it is, but you see them in the gown. You see them with the hood up and all that stuff. But you just see them putting shit together. You know what I mean? And you just get to see this whole, like, basically social media type layer and shit like that. Like, I think that would be a nice little tip of the hat to what they were going to do in Scream 3 with that.
Yeah.
I would say, did you ever see that shit in the assembly cut?
No, I've still not been able to see that.
Oh, man, that's what I'm saying. They did take that shit off of YouTube. I tried scouring. They took it off, man. Like,
I wonder if there's, like, somewhere I can have it. Like, I think
bro, it was so
somebody
sick.
told me that they had it downloaded on their computer or something, so...
Huh.
I can't remember who it was.
I'm going to have to go back and just take a look at all the assembly, because they still have some assembly scenes that are bunched together. I might just have to go back in all those scenes and just see if it comes up. And if it does, I'll fucking send you the link and tell you what timestamp to go to. But bro, it looks amazing. You can fucking like see the little disc where their voice, how they did the voice modulator, everything, bro. It was sick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the raw cut. Dang.
Bro.
All right.
I
Well,
will
yeah,
say
I'm gonna be on the I'm gonna be on the hunt.
it was a good thing that they did make certain edits to that movie because Roman's dialogue towards the end kind of wouldn't have made sense. So they did the right thing by switching that shit up. That was just one scene with the computer room I wish they would have kept.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Drum Domes is saying something. He just dropped a video about this whole situation. I'm gonna have to check out what he's saying because he's saying, "Fuck you, Spyglass, never returning for Scream 7." And he's like giving a message to Spyglass. So I don't always agree with him. Sometimes I'm like, dude. Sometimes he likes some sucky ass movies too. But I don't know.
I just feel like this. It's like, listen, you don't have to agree with how Spyglass handled the Melissa situation. I just ask you to look, instead of just looking at it from one side, look at it from both sides.
Yeah.
If it was your company and you were getting negative press because of an employee, and you had a meeting with that employee and you expressed this to them and they wouldn't back off of their, their stance, what are you going to do?
Right.
Are you gonna risk the chance of potentially putting food on the table for your family?
Right. Exactly.
You got to look at it from both ends. You do.
Yep. Yeah, you really do. You really do. So, I mean, if it's bad for business, and she might not have been in a contract for the next movie. They might have been doing a contract.
They said she
yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
Yes, she wasn't contracted. They said she was contracted for the first 2 films, but not for the 3rd film. Her and Jenna both weren't contracted.
Yeah. So there you go. And they probably heard the outcry wanting Neve Campbell back and all that kind of stuff. And shoot, maybe they really just didn't have a great idea. Like they were going to just make up some shit for the 3rd movie. And they were just like,
I don't think so, because you got to think right after that Melissa news dropped, like once it became official, it was like 2-3 days later, they said Spyglass has a wish list on what to do with Scream 7. So I think they already had this in their back pocket. Like, okay, if we can't get Melissa to diet down with what she's doing and we have to let her go, this is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely, man.
It seems to work out for me. I mean, it seems like it's working out for them. I mean, you got Kevin Williamson to come direct this movie.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hey, man, we got a double win today, so I'm happy. Regardless of what everybody else says, yeah, I still sympathize with Melissa. But I sympathized more with Neve Campbell back then, and I still went and saw Scream 6. So, if anything, I'm not going to support Spyglass. I'm going to support Neve Campbell and Kevin Williamson at this point.
Right.
So,
and the Scream franchise.
And the Scream franchise. You don't want it to end.
Right.
So, and maybe, it'll get and put in another studio's hand later on down the road. So,
right. And it's just like, what do we say about Scream 6? Yes, we want to see Neve Campbell in this movie. Yes, we love Neve Campbell. We love Sidney Prescott. But, 1, we need to develop these new characters in the core 4. And 2, we're fans of the Scream franchise as a whole. At some point, we know that Neve Campbell is not going to do any more Scream movies.
Yeah.
You got the same goes with Melissa, the same goes with Neve. At some point, you're going to have to move on from these characters that you've grown attached to and start liking new characters. It's the same process.
Yeah. Yeah. We got somebody in the chat right now that is not welcomed here. So if my modulators could take care of him, he's not welcomed here or in this community. So yeah. Here, I removed him.
Okay, I was over.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw that stuff that he sent about my kids and wife and all that stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're not even going. He's not invited back. So,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be. Okay, he should be banned now,
Yeah.
but sometimes that uplifts for some reason, or he'll change his
Yeah,
name.
I don't know what's up with YouTube when you do certain, like when you do that and it doesn't stay that way for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? I had the same issue earlier and I realized that. Like I had, removed somebody and for some reason they're still able to pop up.
Right. Yeah. And you can Google that guy's name, Devontae Huntley, and he's doing this kind of stuff. He's spreading all kinds of hate and everything. So
He's been doing this unfortunately for years.
yeah, and he said some pretty awful things about my family and some threats. So yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, that was his last chance. So
I'm gonna go rub him to the BR real quick.
okay, all right. It's that Twitter energy. Thanks, Val. Val says Neve is the front man for the Scream franchise. No diss to Melissa, but if I'm gonna choose a side to stand, it'll be Neve 100%. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it doesn't mean that we don't sympathize with the other party, or anything like that. It just means that like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna not support Neve Campbell, the one that built this franchise. We're not gonna support Kevin Williamson, like. And you have no idea what has been said behind the scenes. You don't know if Neve tried to get Melissa back, and maybe Melissa has actually said, as if the franchise is in Spyglass's hands, she's not going to return. So now it's on her, like she doesn't want to return. So it's no hard feelings if she doesn't want to. But I think Neve Campbell would put a hand out and invite Melissa back. I don't see Neve being that way. I just think that Neve was treated poorly, and she deserves it. At this point, she well deserved it. A few films ago. So yeah. Yeah, Bearded. I'm actually been trying to wrap up the stream, dude. But we will be going live again the next couple nights, especially Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. May do a live stream Wednesday or Thursday night as well, depending on how the schedule is. And I will definitely keep you in mind, bud. I would bring you on right now, and I definitely want to hear your thoughts. But I do have to get off here. So yes. Be looking out. I'll be in touch with you in the next couple days. So yeah. Let's see here. Joseph says, I'm sure it's very amicable between Neve and Melissa, and the rumors are that Neve tried 3 times to get me in between her. Yeah, I'm sure that is true. That, they tried to work something out, they could both, have a team up, maybe Jenna's not in and they could both team up. You never know. They could, might be another ace in their back pocket, being like, boom, Melissa Barrera's coming back too. You have no idea what's been going on in the last couple months. No idea. So, and we're going to be getting more announcements very shortly. I do think that Patrick Dempsey is back. Mm-hmm. Just because of that little thing he put out on Instagram, that hello Sidney, even though it's Sydney, Australia, he's toying. He knows what he's doing. And now we got this.
Hold on, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to get for some reason it won't let me do it from here. Maybe because I'm a guest.
Okay. Yeah, see, he's got several different names.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good because we already know once he enters, we know who it is. So,
right.
It's just quick delete, move on.
Yeah, it's no tolerance. That's 0 tolerance from this point on with that guy. Nothing. Like, there is no comebacks. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Val. Appreciate you. I can always count on y'all.
Real quick, I
I
did see what Val said about me and Eric going on live. I would, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Val. Your boy's about to load up on the fucking coffee, and I'm about to get this video done for Scream for this whole news because I got a lot to say, and I really want to get it done so I can have it out by tomorrow. So I'm not going live tonight. I will be going back live tomorrow, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that editing, man, that takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes
Bro,
the most
does
time
it?
for sure.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Sometimes I'm just like, oh,
Right?
yeah. But we're gonna be ending the stream now. I do have to get off to bed. I got gym in the morning, and then I got get the kids up, and then I got to go to work. You know, the hamster wheel that I'm on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound like it sucked, but but yeah, I love you all. Thank you for hanging out. We will be doing more live streams. If you were new here tonight, appreciate you being here. Come back, hang out. If it's your first time here, subscribe to Destination Station. Subscribe to my good friend Marcus over at Shot Him 6 Times, the Charlie Walker Advocate.
Right.
You
Let's
get a lot
go.
of Saw news, Halloween news, and Scream news over there. So yes, go over
Bro,
there, hit
I do
them
wanna plug
a
this
subscribe.
real quick. I do want to plug this real quick. You
Sure.
better pray to God we don't get no news that this movie is picking up after the events of 4. You better pray to God.
Oh, dude, I already know your theories are coming
Pray
out.
to God, it
Here-
don't.
Here comes Charlie.
Oh man, we'll see. We will see, bro.
Yeah, Charlie and the Ghost Face Factory.
Let's go. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it if that's the direction they go.
Like I said, it can only work for me, in my opinion, and for everybody. You got to have him with Stu. To me, that's the only way it makes an impact. If
Mhm.
you don't have Stu with him, my boy will get even more shit and disrespect than he did in Scream 4. And I just can't. I can't have that. I can't know. You know what I mean? So he needs a little bit of help from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Stu Macher, to elevate him. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Sometimes we all need a little hand, a little pick me up.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is Destination Station. I'm Destin. This is Marcus. And we're heading out, but you will see us later or you'll see us on another time. We will be right back.
Be right back.